Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel, and we've got over 500 audios available on a variety of topics. We hope that there are multiple things you can enjoy. Over 500 audios as well. Hopefully, something in there sparks your interest and is helpful to you. Today, we're going to talk about attractiveness, what people find attractive beyond physical. Obviously, physical attraction is a main component in relationships, but beyond that, what do people need to work on in order to get more out of relationships? If you're trying to kind of change your dating life, if you know that your dating life hasn't always served you well, I work with people who are trying to set boundaries, trying to communicate better in relationships, would love to be of service to you in 2021 and beyond. So please feel free to reach out. There's two ways to do that, at PO Perception on Twitter, and or you can do that through the About Me section of this YouTube page, and my website's there. You can check that out. That will be a good resource for you as well. So the first attractive thing, and there's six things I want to run through here, but the first is emotional awareness and ability to communicate emotionally. Unfortunately, this is more so for men needing to improve, but that's because we've lived in a several hundred year society that says men aren't supposed to be emotional creatures. It's propagated by various things, including but not limited to forms of entertainment, television, movies, music, and the like. And so men aren't as open to showing a more sensitive or emotional depth than they could be. But women can do this too, especially women who have been hurt or women who have had their emotions taken advantage of. So having boundaries and being able to say, this bothers me, can be really attractive. At least you know where someone's limits are. And it's attractive because you don't have to play the guessing game. One of the most toxic things about the dating process is the assumption that, this person that I'm attracted to is going to understand me right away. How? Why? What gave you that thought? Outside of a romantic fairy tale and or propagation of movies that teach us that people can suddenly be mind readers, there's no scientific evidence to prove that a person should, without expression, be able to understand what your needs portfolio is and then thereby be sensitive to it. So communication is necessary. The next is kindness and politeness that's genuine. So look, we all have bad days, and it's better to say to someone, I'm having a bad day. I might be a little tight or tense or, verbally aggressive. I might go into behaviors I'm not proud of, than it is just to be kind of aggressive towards people. And this translates into how we treat everybody from a gas station clerk at the counter to a waiter or waitress, person getting our coffee, person that's driving by us on the street. Treating people well is attractive because it means, hey, if you're going to treat a stranger well, you're going to treat me well. But have it be real, have it be genuine. So if you're having a bad day, admit to that from the beginning so that, any alteration in your behavior is at least potentially explainable, maybe not acceptable, but at least, hey, I can relate to why you might be. If you ran 2 hours late for work and your boss chewed you out, you might be a little snippy today. That's okay, as long as I have frame of reference for it. And the next is goals, dreams, and aspirations. Have them, be working towards them, and express them openly, but don't let them consume your life. So this is super important. Even if the goal is I want to climb a mountain, I want to run a marathon, I want to finish the 2,000 piece puzzle that's sitting in my spare bedroom, whatever your goal is, when you can portray and express your goals as meaningful to you and things that are valuable to you and not get lost in kind of the, well, I don't really care, I'm just trying to get out of debt, or I'm just trying to blah, 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 and it sounds flat. Goals that you're working towards and you have a plan for, and you can express the plan with passion and directness, are going to make you more attractive because it's like, well, this person knows how to set an intention and get to it, which means if they got more serious about me, they could do the same for me, or we could work together to find that. Having a similar sense of humor and or irony and or expression ability is important too. So while you may not find everything funny that's similar, finding if you're a slapstick comedy person and the other person's completely dry wit, or if you're dry wit and the other person is sight gag, it might not work as well. Like you have to have similar forms of humor, but also humor can be light or it can be dark. And so if you're dealing with a dark humored person and you're a light humored person, dad jokes versus political connotations can be problematic too. But having a sense of humor that is similar to your potential partners is super attractive because it's like, hey, if I can laugh with you, I can enjoy you. If I can enjoy you, I'm going to want to do this again. The next thing is confidence, not cockiness. So confidence says, I know I'm good at certain things. I know I have value. I know what my value is. Cockiness is, I'm the best at something. I'm the best at everything. I don't have anything to learn. So finding the balance between confidence and cockiness, and thereby confidence and humbleness, is important. Being willing to admit when you have something to learn, but at the same time being willing to show the steps of how you're learning it, can be super attractive because people find it more relatable when they're around someone who has strengths and weaknesses. If you only talk about your weaknesses, you kind of look like a bit of a punk or someone who really doesn't have a lot to offer. If you only talk about your strengths, well, then you look really pompous and less attractive by default. So the next and last one is intelligence. So intelligence can be expressed in a number of ways, from useless facts or trivia to relatability in form of communication to emotional intelligence and able to concisely express ideas. But the more diversity you show in the intelligence you share, the more attractive you're going to become by default. It's super important to understand that you don't want to overpower a person with how smart you are. In other words, if they're into beach volleyball and you're talking about thermodynamics, your relationship probably isn't going to get very far. But at the same time, if they're into something and you go away from a date and you say, "Hey, by the way, we talked about this. I understood this and this that you said. I didn't understand the rest, but I found this article that indicates that A, B, and C might be true." That's a sign of being able to use relative intelligence as well, which can be super attractive because it shows commitment, but also willingness to learn and grow. Growth in itself, through intelligence and other forms, is overall very attractive. So, hopefully, this has been helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.